All right. I'm getting us into the lobby. I need to hear from the Plague about their side selection as soon as they decide. And then we'll get into our next draft as soon as we're able to. That was a fiery game one. How was it watching from the spectator stand, Mr. Bassoon?
It was fiery indeed, and I think we saw some of the things we talked about in the draft come to pass. And I think we saw some of the worst nightmares for Zaun made manifest, where we talked about how the big keystone of Targon's draft was that Zaya. And what better way to start a game for that Zaya than to get 2 kills level one and immediately start that snowball and give the team the damage they needed? But I think the other thing we saw was, we've talked a lot about the playoff Jags toxicity, their team coordinating emotes to try and have a little wedge into the mental of the enemy team. But Targon answered back. I saw multiple times in that bot lane where they were throwing emotes left and right back at each other, showing that, hey, we're both here to play. We're not scared of you. We're gonna fight. And we saw the cohesion of those three large tanks with huge AoE CC just control these objectives and not let anything get close to it.
Yeah, Targon, they're playing for those early game objectives, and they had a team that had that early power. We could all see where Plague had the opportunity, the room for growth, and usually this season that's worked out for them. And it was surprising that match to see Targon really challenge them on that scaling and not give them that room that they need to grow up into the big boys they want to be in the late game, and they close it out before they ever have a shot.
Yeah, when I'm looking ahead, we talk so much about mental when it comes to these, because this is a long series. We could have potentially 5 games. I think when you're Zon Plague and you have a game like that, you really need to reset because although there were opportunities for them to come back in, it did feel a little one-sided. Targon had objective control for pretty much the whole game, and so I think if you're Zon Plague, you essentially need to ignore that game. You can learn a little bit from it, maybe make some tweaks to the draft, maybe try and look for a bit more cohesion between your 5 champions. But all in all, you have to put it behind you. You have to say, hey, the mistakes were made, but we're going to move on. Now it's still a best of 5. We just need to win 3 games, and you got to keep moving forward. If you let mental creep into you, if you start getting tilted, it's just going to snowball. So I want to see them reset a bit mentally, make a couple tweaks to their draft so that they work together a bit more with their picks, and just keep it moving.
Yep, and we can't forget that crazy level one that we saw. 2 kills going over to Crispy, and at the level one, you don't know where the other team's going. You just kind of pick your destiny and run with it. And for game one, we managed to have everybody end up in the exact same place, and we have a bloody brawl level one. So I wonder if we're going to see either team switch to a 5 point defense for game two, if we're going to see potentially another match to invade, or see them trade sides. Both the junglers started on the bot side, but we could see just an invade to start. Got the draft link up for both teams now. Updating the presentation, and we should be getting into the draft anytime soon when the teams are ready.
All right. So what changes do you want to see them make this soon? What changes do you think Zaun need to make? Do you want to see changes from Targon? Do you think that they should just kind of do another protect the carry comp?
I don't think Targon should change a thing. When you're winning, you want to keep winning. You want to keep going with what you were doing. I think if you're Zon Plague, I think they overthought themselves. We saw them pick that Seraphine early. We've known that it's a flexible pick for them. But then I think they kept trying to shift where they wanted the Seraphine to go because they instantly picked the Nautilus as a response to Zaya Rakam. And so then now they're stuck with, are you going to have AP carry? Or you're going to put that Seraphine mid? And now what's your ADC going to be? So I want them to, instead of trying to respond so much to what Targon's doing, I want them to play their own game. And so whether that's keep sticking with some of those comfort picks, let Orcas grab something that he's really comfortable with top, let Tanner grab something that's coming with jungle. I want them to move away from trying to respond and react and kind of end up with 5 champs that reacted well to what was picked but don't work well together, and instead pick a roster that fleshes well with each other, that works well together. So if you first pick Seraphine again, I want them to lean more into the death ball that we talked about. Or if you don't pick that, I want you to tie in something together, whether that's more of a split push centered around Orcas in the top, give something that's more effective in split pushing in the mid lane. So just something that works together as the team versus responds to Targon.
Yeah, I mentioned the Vi as a potential issue for them, and really Whisper, I don't think it was an issue of how he was able to play the Vi, but I think it's a team comp element where Vi really just needs to be able to lock somebody down and have it mean something in order to be effective in a team. And I think when you've got that triple tank lineup and you've got Zyra Rakan, there's really just not that much room for you to do so. We saw it in the Baron fight at the near the end of the game, and we saw troubles all throughout the match. Whenever there was a jungle clash, Aztec was kind of getting the better of him with that Skarner lineup. And yeah, I think the onus is on Zaun Plague to mix it up and come back to their game. We saw them win well with this style of team comp earlier in the season, but it was with Inku and with Volibear and Xin Shao. It wasn't this Vi angle. Like, we saw Vi kind of fail in the same way we saw Nocturne when they played against Targon the first time.
Yeah, I would like to see Whisper move away from the Vi. He didn't look as comfortable on it. Even some of the like smaller fights, he just seemed a little more like not top of his game. Like, not like he was super like. Obviously, I think he knows how to play it, but just not as comfortable as he would have been on something else that was left up. Like the Volibear was still up, which I think is pretty strong right now. You know, I don't think it would have been great for that comp, but I can understand why they picked the Vi. I just want to see them move away from that, put him on something he's a little more comfortable on.
Yeah, give him a little bit of that playmaking potential. And really, I think it's just those champions have a hard time sometimes in competitive. You really need to find those angles in order to open the game up for yourself, to put it in your hands. And otherwise, you're just locking somebody down and you need somebody to follow up. So it becomes more difficult to execute. And I think Zaun Plague are capable of it, but we didn't see it here in Game 1. We've got ready checks starting to come out, so we should be getting to the draft momentarily. You guys excited? I think we're probably going to see some of the same as we get early into the draft. As you mentioned, I don't think Targon really has much that they need to change. But if they prepared new elements, maybe they're just going to try to shock and awe as Zap for Game 2. And we're into it. As we pull up, Nyla first ban out of Zaun Plague.
So band's looking about the same so far.
Yep, identical from Zaun Plagues thus far. Same for Targon. Shen?
I would imagine so.
There's the Shen.
Mm-hmm.
And here's
looks
where
like we're
we
gonna see the.
I don't think we're going to get the salty run back. The first pick, Boppy.
So Poppy.
We are seeing another initial pick that is very flexible for Zaun Plague. You know, we've seen Poppy in 2 roles, and so now I want to see them sit on that a bit longer. You know, let Targon wonder where that's going to go a bit more. And now I want to see how Targon answers to it, and then most importantly, after that answer, will Zaun keep building on the Poppy, or will they try and pick something that's just a response? So we see the Lux come out first for Targon. We've talked a lot about the Lux. It's been picked 5 times for Targon Titans, and they've won all 5 times. This is very much a power pick for them. Seeing it's generally favored by Minty, but may go into the bot lane on a Reganen's hands. We'll see. Could even sometimes be played as APC, but it's not something that's really Crispy's style. So I think we're most likely going to see this Lux mid. Not as certain where the Poppy's going to go. And then back to the comfort. You won with Skarner. You play Skarner again. It's still open. It's in the pool. And so now he's got 3 wins under his belt, only 1 loss with that Skarner. What are we thinking to see from this Zap response?
Zap response. It's quick. We don't even have time to gamble on it. It's Caitlyn Thresh. It's a powered bot lane. This is our sexy, one of his favorite picks on the Caitlyn. And the signature Jags Thresh. We're going to be seeing some championship Samsung come out for him in this match. I'm excited.
Absolutely. And what I find hilarious about this Caitlyn is you said it yourself that it is very much our sexy's comfort pick, but he's pulling it out at the last second. He hasn't played it in LCC Season 3 so far, but on his own time, he plays it a ton. And of course, Thresh, iconic for Jags, pick he's played a lot, even a little bit in this season. He's picked it 2 times, won both. The answer immediately is Braum. I personally love Braum into Thresh. That's what I played into Zaun Plague, so I love that as an answer. And now we're moving into some of the bans. They're thinking, okay, what's going to pair with that? Braum, Lucian immediately taken off the board, and Akali taken out as a respect for Spike against Zaun Plague.
I think we'll see a Cho'Gath ban here to round the comp out for Zap. Or round the bans out for Zap. I think they're not going to... Irelia banned again. Minty banned out the Assassins, right? He's a little nervous. Spike pulling him out. Said, I liked you on the Seraphine. Let's keep you right there.
I think that's exactly how I was feeling. Akali and Aurelia can be intimidating matchups in the mid lane. They really can go from 0 to hero and just take you out at level 6. And there's the Cho'Gath ban coming from Zaun Plague this time.
I expect we will see AD carry here and leave counterpick for top lane. Unless they want Crispy to see the whole comp before he he decides on an AD carry.
I agree with that. Technically this puppy could still go jungle. We haven't seen Whisper on it just yet, but the option is open for it. And so we're going to see Senna for Crispy, something that is Senna's resurfaced as an AD carry now that they made changes to how those soul stacks work. It is a first-time pick for Targon Titans, but it does make sense as a champion overall. And now it paired with Braum is a little surprising to me. Senna does not have the fastest auto attacks to build up that passive. Does the Q build the stacks for Braum's passive?
It does.
So that will help it out a lot. And then we see Veigar.
Yeah.
Jason, this is a favorite of yours.
Yeah, Tiny Master of Evil. Love the little man. And this has been a successful pick for Zaun Plague as well as Targon. Both bringing it to the mid lane. And there's the Volibear. So this should be a Poppy going to the top side. I imagine the Volibear is going into Whisper's hands as we anxiously wait for our top lane lock-in for Targon and R5.
I like this Veigar pick especially because Senna's not your strongest AD carry at the beginning of the game, but it's someone who wants to scale and wants to become a carry late game or later in stages in the game, which is exactly where Veigar wants to be. So, if Senna can get ahead, and accelerate that process, or if Veigar can get ahead and accelerate this process, we might see some very strong people in this game. And Set to round the comp out. I don't know the Set Poppy matchup super well, but I like it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Chugga, that Veigar is very much the insurance for Zaun. Hey, if things go wrong, if this goes late, because all four of their other picks, I feel, are very mid-game power spiky. You have the Volibear, the Poppy, Thresh even. Caitlyn has a bit more late-game potential when she starts getting a lot of those items online, but Veigar definitely seals that, hey, if this goes late, we still have something that can match that Senna. I am a little worried about his range into a late-game Senna, because eventually Senna can shoot from so far back. Getting access to her with that Veigar could be a little tough.
It
but
really
that's where the
becomes
Caitlyn
less of an issue of the range for Veigar because there's this Caitlyn, there's this Thresh, there's other avenues to get back onto the Senna. It's more of an issue of watching out for the Lux Senna double shield combo on top of Targon and that Braum shield coming out. Those provide a lot of options for Targon to prevent those executions. And I think this is going to be a much closer matchup. We've got a lot of power from both teams. There's some scaling in different lanes. I'm really kind of concerned about Targon putting their highest damage carry, Crispy, onto a Senna pick instead of a more traditional AD carry. That wouldn't be the angle that I would expect him to take. But we've got Chaffles on the set, and we've got Minty on his comfort pick Lux, as well as, it's not a power pick at the moment, but this is definitely a comfort pick for Aztec and the Skarner.
Absolutely, and I think we're seeing a similar build from Targon Titans as last game, where you have three incredibly beefy characters. You have a lot of teamfight AoE spells. You mentioned the shields coming out from Lux and Senna. Senna's ultimate can shield the entire team. You have Braun's ultimate, who can knock the entire team up. Skarner's ultimate. So we have, again, this very teamfight, powerful comp from Targon. Now, I do think Zaun Plague has become a bit more cohesive, where they have a lot stronger abilities to go on the sidelines with things like the Volibear. That's okay to get strong, to be more of that bruiser fighter rather than this assassin trying to initiate on somebody. Same thing with the Poppy. And then you have Caitlyn and Thresh, just comfort picks, things that they are comfortable with, they are used to. They are not trying to respond as much as they are trying to say, hey, this is what I'm good at, I'm bringing it out, you got to deal with it.
Yep, and it's not a salty run back at all. Both teams selecting completely different lineups. Only the Skarner to remain, and the Poppy taken away from the other side just to start us open. And it's already a lot of draft development in Game 2. And really, we're going to have to see if Targon is able to stay strong in Game 2 and push us to the match point, or if Zaun Plague can strike back and take us closer to a Game 5. Everybody get your gambling in now. We've got votes starting to roll in. Let's take a look at how it's looking. We've got big points down on a Targon. Everybody, it's the last chance of the season to build up those points if you want to start getting closer to that 200,000 Jags Claws achievement so that you can try to purchase yourself an LCC franchise. Get those points in now. We're on the clock, 2.5 minutes of the match.
Absolutely. Do y'all in the draft decks, do you have any predictions yourselves? I think personally, after seeing what Game 1 was about, I actually slightly favor Targon's draft because I think they've accomplished the same goals they did in the first game, and they'll be able to have that same objective control. It's going to be up to Zaun Plague to answer that and figure out, hey, how do we crack this composition of these three big tanks? And what are your thoughts on who's going to be favored here?
You go first, Mel.
I like this comp from Zap a little better than I liked the one from the last game. Like, I like the Volibear better than the Vi. I will say, I think Targon, while they have a similar comp, it's a little different, right? You don't have... The Senna doesn't have a get-out-of-jail-free card like the Xayah did, right? Xayah could just use Featherstorm and, like, save herself. So, there were quite a few times where they got to Xayah, but she got out. So it's going to be really interesting. I don't know who I favor more. I feel pretty even about this. We had a lot of comfort champs on the side of Zap, while we still got the Skarner. Minty's pretty comfortable on the Lux. I don't think there's going to be any level 1 shenanigans. So I think it's really just going to be up to laning.
I think you're crazy to say that when we've got a Brahms Thresh matchup. Jags is going to be fighting for that level 1.
I think Zap is going to go 5-star.
Both sides are going for the level 1. We'll see who's right. I think they're both going to try to send it and try to ferret out where both teams are going. I think it's interesting to note that last match we mentioned that it may be a whoever wins bot wins the game, and that is how it shaped up. And this time, Targon's really putting a lot more of their power into the set Skarner Lux, this top side, as opposed to Zaun Plague, who I think are holding on to the same power. It's our sexy Jags on Caitlyn Thresh, and I think that's a very powerful bot lane that's going to be quite comfortable for them. And later on into the match, we're going to see how everything shapes up. The Senna is not going to be very powerful until we get to the mid game.
Yeah, and you got Spike on something that gives him a little more. Like, Seraphine does some damage, obviously, but you know, there's no damage like Vigard damage.
Oh, I forgot to turn on music for this draft. Whoops. We'll have it just for the last moment as we're on the loading screen now. Bassoon, what are your final thoughts before we get onto the Rift? We're approaching it soon.
Yeah, absolutely. It was, I brought this up in the Targon versus Noxus game, but this is feeling a lot like Comfort versus Cohesion again. Now, both teams do still have very powerful picks. We have the Volibear with 5 picks with 100% win rate, the Lux for Targon with 5 picks, 100% win rate. So somebody's win streak's getting broken today. But who will win out at the end of the day? Is it going to be the hook and grab, the cages of Zaun Plague, or is it going to be the cohesion, the team fight, the overlaying ultimates of the Targon Titans? And I'm so excited to see this game too. Take it away, you two.
Yep, we're into the game. We've got the Targon Titans indeed going for another level 1. They try to go out to the top side. They're caught out in the banana bush, spotted by Whisper. And it turns out you were right. Zaun did go with the 5-point defense. They're cowards.
Look, last game they went for it. They gave over 2 kills to Crispy. They said, not again. Jags got an early ward down just to see them if they come over so they'll know where he's starting.
Yeah, Targon just retaking their own jungle. Nothing going to happen before the action really starts in these lanes. 1 CS over to Minty Bun, picking up that ward kill. But otherwise, just going to have some knowledge on where the junglers are starting. I think we can expect to see Choffles try to walk down for that early ward on the blue buff again at roughly around 2.5 minutes. So we'll see if there's any punishment for him this time. Choffles camping out in this top bush. So I'm going to take a look at this. But we also have, on the bottom side, our Sexy versus Jags. Like, let the directing camera show us what's more exciting. Got a little initial poke down onto Oregano. And Choffles trying to dance around with Orcas.
And congratulations on, you've already done better this game than the start of last game.
It's looking fantastic.
A really nice trade from Choffles up there.
Yep, and Set's happy to trade that passive, giving him that increased regen. Want to trade it out, try to make most use of that passive. And these shields.
So on Vigor, we did notice we do have a tier start. So they are gonna go with their Archangel's build. You know, I've been hearing some talk of Spike doing this 1000 AP tank Vigor build. So.
Yep, he likes to try to just go for that greedy build, but we saw what happens when sometimes you go a little too greedy last match. So Spike's going to have to make sure to meter it out a little bit. Going with one of my favorite Vigor skins, but without the chroma. Doesn't feel like home. And we do have this ward coming in from Choffles. This has been a consistent one from him throughout the playoffs. Just trying to spot out where that jungler comes from in the early match. Nice trades from Orcas. He's holding the creep wave outside his tower. This is engaged bot side. Crispy's dropped so low, under 200 HP. Jags locked up, and Arsexy unable to finish off the kill. But it's an engaged mid as well. Minty dropping low, but trading well.
So that is double sums down for Crispy, and he's gonna have to be more careful. Thresh hits a hook, and he will die.
Yeah, even with Cleanse, Thresh is able to continue to take that hook in and look for the Flay follow-up. And we've got Aztec moving to the top side, trying to put some pressure down on the Orcas. Flash is available for him, tries to dash out, but is pulled back. Die. And that's a first blood for Chaffles in the top side.
Is this I could be wrong. I should have asked Bassoon before I. Is this the first Poppy game for Orcas?
I believe so.
Okay.
I think we've seen the Poppy go down to the bot side for Jags in the playoffs last round.
Yeah, correct.
Yep, just trading back and forth mid lane. Whisper could look for an engage here. His flash is available.
And I was gonna say that.
Not gonna try for it.
That was a really nice play from Aztec. He canceled the Poppy dash.
Yep. We got a call out in the chat. Didn't know that the Poppy dash was canceled by the Skarner E, and yes, it is unfortunately. And now they know that Orcas is trapped up here, just teleported in, and Aztec is looking for a repeat. Flash is available, so Orcas could try to get away with that, but they're on the run down. Red buff is available. It's a long way back to the tower, and Orcas burns his flash. He's got the phase rush available. But it's a flash response from Chaffles, and his head will roll. 2 kills over to Zaun Plague to start us off again. But in the top side this time. Look at this vision in the bottom river. From both teams.
And, you know, it's a little feels bad for Orca this game. Chaffles already got 2 kills. I think he's just going to have to try to stop the bleeding. He doesn't know this, but Skarner is on the bot side of the map now, so he should get a little break from the ganks. And be pretty safe on his own.
Yep, 600 gold lead. Pretty much all of the gold advantage is sitting in Chaffles'
over halfway
pocket.
back up. Flash is about halfway back up for Crispy. We did get a reset from the bot lane of Zaun. Caitlyn got the serrated Dirk.
Oh, so this is our sexy going for the billet lethality. Our first hint was that he's got first strike, but now the serrated Dirk coming through. Do you expect this to go into a collector?
I do think it will go to collector first item.
Chaffles with that move speed advantage, picking up phase on his first reset. Gonna be quite happy with that. And Dragon is on the board. Board's down from both teams, so nothing gonna happen quite yet. Our junglers are looking to just keep clearing for now. We haven't really seen much of an advantage show up for the bot side to either side.
Yeah, no, we got a slight, like, 500k gold, 500, not 500k, 500 gold lead. Most of this, I think all of this being on top lane. Yeah. There's about a 700 gold lead top lane. That's just, 900 gold actually, that's just kind of insane.
Yep, it's a stacked match. And we mentioned that the power has shifted for the Targon Titans. They were going for a very strong side bottom with the Zyra Recon, and now we've gone for this set as to this triple comfort top side and really opening up the map for Chaffles. I loved the return game from Aztec. The flash wasn't blown, but they managed to find the kill anyway. And now Chaffles and Aztec want more. Whisper and Orcas come to the fight. They knock Aztec away, and it looks like they're just going to back off instead of try to re-engage onto Chaffles while he's alone. And I think it's probably for the best, as Whisper is almost being run down. Will fight turn and taunt slightly. Having fun in this finals. What we like to see. Jax could be looking for a hook. Gonna reveal it. Everybody's starting to get level 6. Where's the next action coming, Chugga? Is it gonna be at this dragon?
I think it's gonna be this dragon fight. I think it is.
The Grubs are spawning at 8 minutes.
That's true. They could be willing to one for one on that. You know, trade dragon for grubs or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
They are 1 kill away from the feats of strength, so they'll have the first set of that. Only needing 1 more. Tower's obviously not in damage yet. The game just started.
Spike has kill pressure here with Whisper moving to support. He's got flash available, but Spike doesn't need it. He just finds the Primordial Burst, kills him off, Impale, but Aztec is stunned. He can't go for the pullback, and Whisper escapes, only taking 1 tower shot.
And that, honestly, Spike saved him. He probably would have died to tower had he been able to pull him all the way under.
I think that was the stun because Whisper stunned him. The box is already down.
Oh,
Whisper got the
as he came
stun
out.
as the Impale went through.
Hey, good looking out there. And, you know, we got him on the board. That's huge for the Vygar. You know, if Vygar can get any kills, he'll take them. We do have start taking the grubs, right? So I think that's smart. Your top side is way stronger than your bot side right now. But if I'm, you know, they do have to realize this is happening.
Yep.
I'm surprised they haven't moved straight to Dragon. And I see Whisper going over there now. He's a little late on the start of this.
Yep, and he's going to be spotted off on this pink ward. But as the Void Grubs fall, we're 1-2 in the scoreline. Targon playing it slow for the moment. Zap moving over to this dragon. Should be a handshake trade. But since they started it late, Targon might move over here. Teleport coming through from Chopples, and they want this play. Hook down onto Crispy. Will connect. Cleanse is reserved. But Zaun Plague are moving together as 4. They're standing inside the box. Aztec and the rest of the Targon Titans are moving here. It's still 4v5 now. Whisper trying to fight from the backside. Our Sexy falls. And Orcas is here now from the TP. And they have no vision in this bush, but they're still trying to contest this dragon. 2,000 HP on the objective. Both junglers live. Primordial Burst could set Zaun Plague up for their first pick of the fight. But Whisper is going to be caught out. It's a jungler v jungler brawl on the bot side. Whisper, 1 more HP. Impale dropped, but a light bind will connect down onto Orcas on the other side of the fight. Jags with the lantern, but it cannot save him, and Targon win another dragon battle.
I think it's just they went to the dragon too late. They saw them start the Void Grubs, I believe. You did have the scuttle. I guess Aztec could have went over the wall, S-Corner. You should have went straight then and started it, but instead you waited, gave them time to respond, and they wiped you in the team fight.
Yeah, Targon have been really good at finding these objective timings, and Zaun Plague has been pretty consistent about it all season, but this time just caught a little bit unawares perhaps as the top side objective is taken away, and they're just late on. They're on the back foot getting the dragon started, and Targon has time to collapse, and they find its phenomenal team fight yet again.
Yeah, Targon is 1 objective, 1 dragon, 1 Rift Herald away from feats once again this game.
Yeah, we've seen Whisper have a lot of success on this Volibear pick, but really the modern Volibear build has been relatively squishy, especially in the early point in the game. Our Sexy could be caught out here as 3 find him from Targon Titans, and that's the Winter's concussive blows landing onto him, and it will seal his fate. Targon handing the kill over to Aztec instead of Crispy for this match. Perhaps they just want to concentrate that gold even further onto the top side. One to 6 now on the scoreboard. Targon Titans looking powerful as Whisper looks for a gank on Chopples. He's 2-0-1. He finds the suplex down, but he will be stunned. He finds a pull down on 2. He's getting away under his tower. Turn the tower off with the Ohm-Wrecker effect. Haymaker to connect, but he will fall. Whisper picking up the kill under the tower.
Here. And he almost dropped it. You know,
Yep.
Chaffles almost got him anyways. We do have the Lux looking here. Might try to look with the ultimate.
Ooh, but a hook.
The hook down on Reganin. A little bit of a chunk, but nothing too crazy. We're only sitting at about a 700 gold lead. You know, nothing crazy, but Targon looking like a different team this week. Really just looked better all throughout playoffs.
Yeah, if they've been pulling together when it counts. Here in finals is the last chance you have to pull it all out. You don't want to leave anything to regret. Put it all on the Rift and walk away happy, win or lose. Sorry, looking at the chat a little bit. Love all of you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm having so much fun, Milk Jug. Are you?
I'm having a great time.
Ooh, a hook comes out.
First game, you know, while maybe not close, was entertaining. The fights were fun to watch. This game has been, you know, same thing. A lot of fighting, a lot of good plays.
Yep, they don't make us hold our
Particularly
breath for
inside of
long.
Targon.
Always willing to come out for another fight. Finally starting to trade, or being willing to give away objectives at the Dragon Soul last game. It's been a very different one here. It's Targon dominating the top side of the map, and then Zaun Plague, I think, doing pretty well in the mid bot side, but Targon still finding excellent ganks with this Skarner, just running through walls, finding the concussive blows down on our Sexy while he's not being supported by Jags. Where's the next action going to occur? We've got Dragon coming up in a minute and a half. This will be an Infernal Dragon. Turret plating falling. Finally a lull state where we can catch our breath.
Yep, and we have Aztec sitting on the bot side, Whisper up on the top side. They might Poppy going in up top. Just a little bit of a poke down on the set. Dodge the
Nice
W.
dodge. Good trade.
Really nice trade, yeah.
Town 0-3 in the matchup at the moment, but still finding an
And here
excellent
comes
trade.
Skarner into bot lane. Thresh hook.
Impale on
Oh, they
two.
get double!
Oh, the Minty Spark
Oh.
not going to connect. Our Sexy and Jags running for their life. Get back to the bot lane, Spectator. As Crispy pushes for more. A great Lantern split between the two of them. Minty Bun trying to find a light binding onto them. Flashes for it. But Jags with what a sidestep!
Oh, Minty got a little too big for his breaches right there and just completely whipped it right in between. A nice sidestep from Jags. And our Sexy still with Flash. So a really nice get off from them.
Yep, they
Dragon
saw them on the
up
bot side.
in 30
Immediate
seconds.
rotate up top. Whisper with another ult turnoff. And even though Chopples started this match so strong, I thought he was going to be such a problem for them to deal with. Zap have just brought 2 men, and they've brought him down twice now.
And they are going to take first tower right here. But they're going to mean that this Dragon is going to go over to the side of Targon unless Whisper can get down here. That will be feats going over.
Yep, first tower taken, but they don't need it if they can pick up this next objective. And Dragon started up on spawn. Whisper just now getting back to base. I think they're going to get this one for free, so feats again over to Targon Titans in the early game. This has been Aztec's star point throughout the season, is finding these objective timings, pathing towards them, keeping his farm high, and it's really paying off for them in the finals.
And we have Ocean Soul this game.
Yep, Ocean Soul coming down for the map. There's several tanks on both sides that would love to have this.
Take a look at these gold leads. The gold lead top is less than 100 now. Jungle less than 100. Mid lane, about 400, 500 in favor of Spike. Bot lane about 600 in favor of our Sexy. And then our supports are about even.
Yeah, who cares about the support gold? I only care about their wards.
So, despite being down in kills, being down objectives, there is a slight there's about 1,000k gold lead for the side of Zaun. So, while you didn't get, you didn't get feats, you're down 2 dragons, you're not in a bad spot. But Targon, I think, is this game is going exactly how they want it to go. I think maybe top started out really strong for them and has fallen off a little bit. They did, Chappell's got his 2 ganks to start and then got ganked back twice, both resulting in kills. So top laners are back on even footing.
Yeah, if it's been a bit back and forth. Our Sexy could be caught out here as Regan's going to look for the concussive
He does
blows.
have-
Winter Bite out, able to flash away from our Sexy to keep himself safe. Aztec looking for Orcas again. But Orcas with a great sidestep knocks it back into the tower. Is going to claim half of his HP. So Aztec trying for it, not overcommitting, but definitely going to take a smack on the wrist on the way out. Ooh, but now Whisper is up here. Orcas has managed to bait them deep. Choffle's trying to find the Flash Haymaker.
Oh, double flash!
Ooh, but it's not going to
Ooh,
connect.
fucking
They
missed.
wanted to make it a 1v2. Suplex down now on a Whisper. Won't connect over onto Orcas. He's unable to find too much charge. It's a complete
Oh, they
brawl.
have miss!
2v2 in the top side, and they will both walk
He's
away.
gonna walk away. Oh, but the mid laners are up there actually.
Oh my god, they just reinforced. A lot of taunting going
Spike,
back and forth.
I don't think you want this, Spike. None of them are low enough for your execute.
You don't know his game. Spike's sitting up here with the Swifties. He wants to rotate over to these objectives. He does not want to get out-rotated by Minty with just the result of the wave clear. And, ooh, it's another exciting one. Let's take a look here at the CS leads. It's been pretty close across the board with the exception of bot lane, where we've seen our Sexy come out of these lane phases with huge CS leads time and time again throughout the season. And this time it's into a Senna, so I think it's somewhat expected.
But yeah, you know, Crispy had his fun last game, but yeah, again, 40 CS is a lot, but you know, Senna's, again, not an early game champion. We talked about in the draft. She's going to be looking to get these stacks to scale into the late game.
Yeah, but this is a farming Senna. It's not like your fasting Sennas of old. So it's going to make an impact here.
Listen, milk will only be chugged if we get a game 5. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Well, cue up the milkshake order. We're going to a game 5, hopefully. That would be incredible to have for our finals. Jack's looking for a hook, not going to connect, but Whisper once more. He's just going to run straight forward, flash out of Oregano, trying to get away, dashing back, looking for the flay, but unable to find it. Aztec is here to reinforce as we have a TP coming down. W snare lands down onto our Sexy, barrier through. Whisper stands alone. Oregano so low, but it's 4v3 in the bot side, and Targon take him down. Jag's in danger now. He's being slowed out by the Senna, and Shuffles picks up another one for himself as Orcas tries to pressure in the top wave.
Oh, they're using reptile top. So on the other side of this play,
yep,
he's
looking
just
for
gonna
more.
take top.
I think it's gonna be an easy take with that demolish. Hopefully he can keep his Herald alive. 4 HP on the Herald. Will he be able to charge this in? How much HP? As the bot tower falls at the same time. Let's watch this one. Oh, it still takes half the tower. Oh, it's disgusting. Half the tower for 4 HP. That's crazy. And the dragon spawn.
Really turned that fight. It was pretty close beforehand, but helped secure that kill onto Jags. Dragon here. We do have Ocean Soul, as I said earlier. Clearing some more. They're doing a lot better job of this game than last game. You know, vision was a huge problem for them. Just vision everywhere on the side of. Oh, and Volibear. Oh, Volibear.
Yep, teasing into the enemy vision just a little bit. They saw him on the way, and they're just waiting for him. The nice lantern will get him to safety. Our Sexy's trying to push down the mid tower, and pings are down onto him from the Targon. Zaun Plague grouping up tightly here just a little bit, but Spike is left over on the bot side with this teleport.
This time.
Ooh, and everybody's rotating over. Zaun Plague just getting vision into this push. Aztec, as always, off on the side, trying to get a little bit more farm before the fight starts. See if he's punished for it. As Spike is caught out with a jump over the wall. Shuffles, the first one to be engaged on. Spike is in the mix. Nobody has fallen yet. Crispy putting the damage down over the top. Primordial Burst will not finish him off. The Minty Spark misses. Shuffles is dropped low. He's gonna have to wait for another Haymaker to save his life, as Aztec is the front line. A Light Bind out, but misses. A Crispy with a Cleanse Flash. Oh, it's so low. Whisper with just a hair's breadth of HP left to speak of. Orca's low. A hook over the top lands, but Minty finds one.
It's rooted.
Jags is here.
Targon is going to turn this fight to a win.
It gets so close. It's bloody, and the fight goes so long that Targon managed to find a Light Bind on the back of it, and they take out Whisper. And they're going to pick up this this third dragon. No, a TP out from Spike to respawn. Perhaps we'll see Orcas try to rotate back over, but he's really almost out of resources. There's no ward to spot him out. They don't know quite yet, but a box out. Oregano trying to zone him away with the shield. Half HP on this dragon. There's no jungler to secure it. Vygar could threaten the take, as Aztec is about 15 seconds away still. 1700 HP. Spike could be caught out on the back end. Will find the stun. Should be able to back away. But Targon secured the dragon on the end of a very bloody team fight.
I think part of that, Zaun overextended. You won the fight. They were leaving. You could have taken the dragon and been fine. But you got a little greedy. You hooked the Braum. You went in and got rooted and bursted down.
Uncharacteristic play for Zaun, who usually, like, I think one of their favorite things to say is no fair fights. They want to fight where they have the advantage, and they go deep into a place where they set up their own vision, but really is favoring the Lux Lightbind. As Spike could be caught out here, nice box will lock down Aztec, and Jax is here with the Lantern to get him out. Whew. Yeah, in that fight, you mentioned it as we were going through it, but Chaffle's managing to live for so long on low HP. I think managed to find 3 haymakers in that fight.
Yeah, and Crispy getting popped kind of early in that fight, but surviving back there with low health, using the Senna Q to heal up, and at the end, found some kills.
Yep, settling in for a little bit. We've got Otacon spawning on the bot side for Dragon. Dragon going down without Otacon being taken. It's always a scary situation when you've got the Dragon and Otacon up, because if you have a team fight down there, you could lose both of them. And right now for Zaun Plague, that could mean losing Soul and Otacon, which is a mountainous hole to climb out of.
And despite that fight still not going their way, they are ahead by about 500 gold. But gold is essentially a non-factor right now, right? You're even across the board. Oh, a flash down!
I think a flash that saved his life, as 4 for Zaun Plague were looking for him. Both teams really sacking the top side right now to try to play for this vision, try to find a pick. They know that the Otacon is up, and they know that it's probably going to be the next objective. Zaun Plague moving all 5 over here and trying to set up the vision. There are still 2 wards sitting directly on the Otacon, though. They know they're not starting it. And Whisper could have just found Minty.
Flash down from Minty. I don't think Volibear needed to use R there.
Yeah,
they gotta watch the impel.
Oh, but the Minty Spark over the top will connect onto 2, almost 3. Crispy fighting for his life now. Orca's dropped out. Whisper going to be dropped back towards the base. Oregano from behind, the concussive blows land, and 2 are down for Zaun Plague with the Otacon on the map. Targon are taking these fights, and they are looking clean with them. Flash away from Aztec will get him out to safety. And Zaun Plague need to look for something on the back end of this play.
And just wasting too much. Minty flash, and then we had Whisper use the Stormbringer. You know, saving that might have helped you last a little bit longer. Spike looking here. It's a little.
And he looks, but does not get away with it this time. All 5 are there. They've got a pink ward in the Tri-Brush, and Minty finds the light binding to seal the deal. Targon are looking clean in game 2 as well. We need to see Zaun Plague come to these team fights, and like we said earlier, it was an uncharacteristic overextension from them. We saw it in game 1 from Targon under the mid tower, and this time it was Zaun Plague's turn to overextend.
And you know, you're taking these fights, but Vigard doesn't have damage yet, right? He went Rod of Ages first, and then Fimbulwinter instead of Archangels, and so you know I don't know how many stacks he has. Let me take a look.
Yep, I think Zaun Plague really need to focus on getting as much farm as they can. They are finding objectives or finding advantages through farm. But ooh, we have an engage on the top side. Orca's going to be running for his life with force around him.
4 people up here.
Concussive blows not quite procced yet, but the slows are here. Winter's Bite isn't available. They're going to be able to get it with the auto attack. 4 trying to catch him out. You have to imagine he will fall. Lightbind does not connect, but they're just beat him to death.
And this Baron is up. If Whisper is spotted, which he is going to be spotted here, they are going to start the Baron.
Yep, there's 30 seconds to this Dragon. Zaun Plague knows that they don't want to give up this soul, and Targon are using that as a way to bait them. I think Zaun Plague have sniffed this out. They're trying to rotate up over to this Baron objective. But Targon have got it down to half HP already. Ace in the hole will connect, but it lands is caught by Aztec. Hook over the wall onto Crispy. Box now, and
you do have to be careful, because Travels is coming in on the flank here.
Truffles dropped quite low, burnt the Haymaker early, but it doesn't find any damage. Jax is deep in the fight. Whisper is there. The damage is coming across, but it's onto Oregano. Crispy low, Truffles low, the Baron is low. Targon could fall here. It is stolen by Whisper! 2 escape over the back wall, and Zaun Plague are showing signs of life. Primordial Burst connects down onto Minty, finishing him off. Aztec will be the last one standing in the pit, and Zaun Plague come back from the brink.
What a steal from Whisper, the Stormbringer, bringing the pain. And he puts his team right back in a position, and they should go straight to this dragon.
They absolutely should. They need to secure this dragon to prevent the takeover from the Titans onto this soul. And excuse me, I need some water. You keep talking.
All right, Vigar getting slowed a little bit. They are gonna run after him. Chaffle's no flash. He can't really get there. Chaffle's just walking down here to see if they're on this dragon, which he has to assume they are.
Ooh, but what a trap! That headshot damage. That's the lethality showing up when they need it. Chaffle's just dropped so low in a primordial burst to finish it off. Spike picks up another one. Those little traps were cheeky. Our sexy's got to be smiling to himself about that one.
And after that Baron, it's about a 2,500k gold lead for Zaun. This game has been back and forth.
Yep, we've got a timer now. Zaun Plague, they picked up one dragon. It's still 4.5 minutes. Targon will remain on soul point, so gonna continue threatening those. We're not gonna see an Elder Dragon just yet, but this Baron timer is their opportunity to reset the game into their own tempo. We'll see what they choose to do. We're gonna be pushing.
Mike has finished Rabadon's death cap, so he is now at 3 items. Our Sexy at 3.5. Minty almost done with his 3 items. 3 items on the Senna.
776 AP on the Vigar.
2 items. 2.5 for the side of Orcas.
I'm still not too terribly much. Ooh, but the Impale! Oh, so close to hitting that Impale. The 90 caliber net just taking him out of radius. And Spike has scaled. He is here. Our Sexy's on this lethality build.
17, by the way.
Yeah.
Spike is level 17. Let me do another check. He is at 290 stacks, so slowed down a little bit, I think, since the last time.
Ooh, but this could be a pickup. Not quite.
Not quite.
And that's why you drop your Dark Matter before your Primordial Burst, which is an execute. So Spike, you would have killed him if you'd done that. It's the combo is box WQ ult, just so you know. There you go. But I think they're looking for a pick-off. Whisper is here behind him, light binding out, but not going to connect. It's just Crispy and Minty trying to push him away, and they will do so successfully, but no pickup on the end. Baron really kind of being waffled with at the moment. Targon are picking up momentum. They're getting kills, but not getting too much pushed. One tower will fall.
Yeah, you used it really. Obviously, I mean, you took it so that they didn't get it, or you stole it so that they didn't get it. You did transition that into a dragon, which just again bought you more time. And then one tower. Oh, we might see a pause coming in. Yeah.
Here's a pause. One game, one pause. You know, as we do. Hopefully, this is another short one, as they just need to reconnect. This is Orcas, which is an unusual disconnect. I typically expect it to be Aztec. Oh, everybody, take a second. We're only in game 2. And it's still, again,
hopefully a
this is
games here.
We see Zaun Plague 9 to 18 on the kills. We have our post-pause, another pause from the client. And they are up in gold. This is the only team that's had this happen, and they've had it happen in 3 of their matches this season, where they're down this much in kills, but still up in gold. And that's really coming off the back of their CS and these lanes, and just killing these towers, right?
Yeah, but just checking the chat, Bassoon, I agree with you. These pauses have come at great times. Nothing's really happening. None of these big team fights are happening, so we don't have any like questions on like, you know, what to do if that happens. We do got a squad of 4 moving down here to the bot lane. They are tired of Spiked pushing.
It would be big for them if they could pick up a kill onto Spike. He doesn't have a bounty on his head, but he does have a lot of gold in his pocket, and he's going to continue getting stronger. Dark Matter's cooldown is reduced by half a second for every 50 stacks you have on your passive, and so you mentioned he was just cresting 300, so that Dark Matter, the DPS out of Vigar is going to be higher than Caitlyn at this point in the game, although I may have spoken too early because we have the 4th item completion coming in for our Sexy. 300 CS for him at 31 minutes into the match, and we saw it in the statistics, and he's backing it up on the field.
Yeah, 100 CS above his counterpart, and Crispy.
So
Crispy is sitting at that clean 3, 0, and 12. Minty having a really good game. Down 40 CS, but does have 7 kills. Farm is pretty much even elsewhere on the map. Man, I mean, I think the next fight we're gonna get is in 1 minute when this Dragon Soul comes up. Round 2 Dragon Soul. We still got about a minute on Baron too, so they'll come up at a similar time. I'd be interested to see if they're willing to trade Baron for Dragon. You know, don't just to not take Dragon Soul yet, take Baron. And if they're willing to give that trade, or if vice versa, if Zaun is willing to give up Ocean Soul for Baron, I would assume not, but you never know.
So the Plague setting up way earlier than we've seen them do it the rest of the match. They've been getting here late, but this time they get here early as a group, and they should be holding this area until the dragon spawns. I think it's going to give them a much better shot at taking this fight into Targon on their own terms. Ooh, shield not quite going to block that one, Oregano. It's the other direction.
Hey, we're going to have a 5v5 here.
Ooh, hook lands down onto Aztec, trap to follow up, and they chunk him a little bit, but he's a tanky Skarner.
That headshot damage from the Caitlyn is doing some numbers. Poppy just kind of walked in there, not sure what to do.
Yep, Spike's on the side, though. He's got a Banshee's Veil, so he's feeling a little bit spicy. They try for a hook. Not going to connect. We're going to split a Regnant off from the fight, and we're looking for a box. Lightbind connects down onto Spike. He's chunked under half HP. Root to follow. He could be falling. He flashes over the wall, manages to escape. There's no damage to follow up over the top side. And the Impale connects on a Pipey.
R-Sexy just takes the dragon himself.
Targon have lost the dragon, but will they continue the fight? Looking deeper onto them, Orcas is trying to be that front line as Zaun Plague say, we got the objective, we're here for the disengage, and it's a heist as they escape. No kills for either side.
That's some stuff I wanted to see them do last time was get out. Now Spike is down here by himself, and he's going to get collapsed on.
Spike is in a scary position as Whisper moves to rotate over. He's caught. He finds 2 with the box. He may be able to pick up the kill on a Crispy, but the final spark over the top. Crispy, run! Minty picking up the kill with an auto attack onto Spike as Whisper fights 3 under the tower.
Like, you went down, you knew they were all in your bot side jungle and river, and you stayed to clear some minions.
That's the 3rd time we've seen him go for that risky setup. He's been punished for it twice after getting away from it at that early dragon. Where are Senna's stacks at? That's a good question. Let's take a look. Senna's sitting at 117 stacks, so really, once you hit over that 100 stack mark, I think that's the critical point for Senna. You find that extra range, and you're on 3 items right now. Our Sexy is sitting at least half an item up, as he has Flame Horizoned Crispy, so unusual for Crispy to get this far behind in CS, but our Sexy is on Caitlyn, a powerful laner, and a strong farmer for himself. Aztec dropped under half HP, but Targon have brought the heat. There's 4 here. Our Sexy has the root down onto him. He finishes off Aztec. The final spark over the top lands, but Shuffles can't finish him off. Jags with the hook onto Oregano, but he's running down to his own tower.
Teleporting in.
There's a teleport, and they're fighting on the opposite side. Zaun Plague reinforcing.
And Misty will go down the CC chain, and here comes Spike. He's ready to rock and roll.
The box will land. Orcas pushing Oregano into it, but they really just don't have the damage right now to finish it off. They split them out, and they say, maybe we could take this 2-on-3. They need to find Crispy. Cleanse forced out. But they're turning. They've got the slow. They've got the concussive blows. Spike chunked out. He's locked down. Ult over the top, and I think he will fall. Haymaker picks it up.
And our Sexy's back.
Yeah, the fights just keep... Holy cow!
The damage!
Crispy just obliterated! And the lethality build's really coming together now at 4.5 items. Our Sexy is prepared to pop these headshots. And Crispy falls like a sack of potatoes. And they're on to the Baron.
Hey!
Clip that highlight. Baron started up now. Aztec over the wall. It's a 3v3. Jags is on the walk over. He's 5 seconds out. Aztec and the junglers are dueling. Our Sexy has to be the target. Those headshots are going to burn Targon alive. But the Impale onto 3. Final spark lands onto Orcas. Our Sexy Whisper are on such low HP. Jax is looking for a Lancer to try to get them out. Our Sexy flashes away from his support, but he finds another kill as Minty cleans up Whisper. And Jags, late to the fight, is now going to walk away alone. Another Lightbind connection.
And it's going to be Baron over to Targon, so really nice fight. The Impale onto 3. Getting RXXC with that was super important. You had to hold him still, let him stop hitting. He did manage to find a Regan on the back end of that, but it did cost him his life.
And again, you mentioned it's a back and forth game, and it's a back and forth match all the way through. The Baron is going to be taken by Targon Titans on the back of a wild team fight. If you know somebody that's a fan of the LCC and they're not in here quite yet, go ahead and get them in here. We're only on game 2. How many Senna stacks? Let's throw that back up here. We got 132 Senna stacks, so another 20 or 30, approximately 20
and
increase from last time.
350 Vygar stacks.
Yep, we're getting deep into this match, 37 minutes in. We know that Zaun Plague matches tend to run a little later. They're happy to scale up, and Targon are meeting them blow for blow. Ooh, 45 seconds to another Dragon Soul Point for Targon. As we mentioned, they went straight up to Soul Point, and they've been sitting there thus far. Two dragons picked up by Zaun Plague to delay this Soul pickup till later in the match. Whisper getting now his almost his 4th item. The 2-item spike for Volibear can be pretty dangerous, but I like that he's gone for a tankier setup here instead of going for that Cosmic Drive, which we saw in the earlier rounds of the playoffs really provide a lot of openings for teams to exploit that Volibear. So both teams arriving at relatively the same time. There's not going to be too much power in the position for either of them as Aztec looks deep but is interrupted by a hook onto Aztec. A teleport coming through from Choffles, which will bring them to 5 members strong for Targon Titans. 5 here as well for Zaun Plague, but they're split up as there's a flash impale out of Targon, and he is instantly disappeared. Jags will fall. The fight is split. I'm going to zoom out so we can see as much as we possibly can. Haymaker is fully charged for Choffles. Unable to find it. Suplex down onto Orcas, but he's got no damage left in the tank. Kills him anyway. The Whisper stands 1v2 Crispy, pounding out the damage, but he is low. Finds the kill. Targon are chasing down on him for more. Aztec wants Spike. He's got the red buff. He's going to keep chasing. He's got the Qs. Aztec is being hit over the wall, and it's enough. But the light bind connects, and our sexy dies. This will be Dragon Soul over to Targon. And another back and forth team fight. But at the end of the day, 4 deaths onto the Zaun Plague and only 1 for the Titans. And the game shifts again. Targon in the driver's seat for the moment, but we can look and we can count the towers. Somehow Zaun Plague have managed to defend their mid lane this whole match, and it's really helping them hold on to this vision in their own jungle because it makes it difficult to rotate around between the 2 sides. And there's still some gold left to pick up, but no gold lead really to speak of for either side. Of course, we can tuck in to the details, and we see the 3,000 gold advantage over onto our Sexy in the bottom side of the map as this powerful push from the Targon will pick up this mid lane tower. There's a 2,000 gold lead on both the jungle and top side for the Targon Titans. And really, that's kind of what's balancing us out here. Somehow a Reganin with an advantage for himself, but I think that's largely on the back of his 22 assists this match so far. Ooh, they're waiting. No vision of this push for the Targon Titans, or for Zaun Plague. Looking for more, but not quite able to find it yet. A hook in from Jags, but he is alone. Could be chunked out, but Zaun Plague are here in force at the moment. Minty eating a single headshot almost falls. And Oreganon now, he's been having so much success, but he is sacrificed by his team to get away.
Rumble burst not needed from the Vygar there. I think it was with some cooldown. Now it's a pretty quick cooldown. It's already a quarter of the way back up.
Yep, we're at the end game now, bud. And now Zaun Plague have the tempo in their hands. Targon push forward. They try for a pick in the top side, but our Sexy and Jags push off Minty with a headshot and force the fight through in their own advantage. As Oreganon, I think, might have gotten lost in running deep into the enemy team. He does save his own team as a result, but I think he could have looked to escape. Targon hunting for Zaun Plague in the bottom side of the map. They've got 2-on-2 action. Our Sexy, the Piltover Peacemaker will not connect, and Minty Bun with a final spark over the top finishes him off. I think he might have just looked for the auto attacks, but it wasn't quite enough. Peacemaker with an auto would have finished him, but a great pickup from Minty as the tower falls mid lane to the Plague. Ooh, so this Ocean Soul over to Targon. Where do we need to see heal cut coming through from Zaun Plague to help deal with that? They've got this Senna with the shields and healing. They've got Minty with the shields over the top, and they've got the Ocean Soul to help heal them up through these long fights with big tanks. I think it could be something to consider as we have a hook in from Jags. Aztec pulled under the tower, but he will impale them immediately back. The Stormbringer over the top. Orca's in the mix. Whisper in the mix.
Free firing in the back.
Crispy trying to bring them down, but both teams have such big tanks, it's hard to finish it. Hook, get back here, but Spike falls. Orcas is in, he's trying to support him, but Targon just go under the tower, and they say it's not too deep this time. We're in the late game, and we can tank this up. They find 2 in the mid lane.
And I don't think they can in here. Maybe.
They're gonna try. It's
a 5 versus 3.
Yep, we've got 40 seconds down for 2. It's a 3v5. Piltover Peacemaker connects. The tower is being tanked. Aztec taking the hits. But he is deep back onto our Sexy. They've got 2 big tanks in the front, and he falls. And I think Targon's going to bring us to a 2-0 here.
The game 2. Have they found the cure for the plague?
They said they needed another week to bring their vaccines up to date, and they're showing it here today. We're going to go to a short break, and then we're going to get into the draft for Game 3. It's a banger.